Yo, I'm here, back with Plug Us In TV. I'm sitting here looking at this dog face and dog face and Detroit rappers situation. It's so difficult to understand. What I've collected so far is Dogface being from Pontiac, 20 minutes from Detroit, got a history of being, and he from Pontiac and lived in Detroit from the age of 15. And most of his grown up adulthood has been in the city. People know him, blase speak. I don't even know him from the town. So pretty much his whole shake up and makeup and his adulthood been in the D. With that being said, people know him. People from here, people from Pontiac know him. And so what I've gathered is that Dogface through the years has been locked in with the Detroit rappers and been, for nothing, been going places and shaking, moving for the Detroit rappers, Flint rappers, and Michigan rappers, period. And it's been all good. And really created a lane that wasn't there for him as far as the Tampa situation in Tampa, Florida, and all these other places he was going and shopping their name, just being a black, you know what I'm saying? I'm a guy who been all over the world. So when I see that 42 Doug says something about Pontiac speaking on Detroit, I'm like, I say, well, damn. It's just so, it's not good to see people get emotional and just start throwing out this separation shit. Like Pontiac niggas ain't like that, or Detroit niggas ain't like that, and niggas ain't unified, or Flint niggas ain't like that, or Saginaw niggas ain't like that. Not that that was said, but it's so many different connections because we black that whole small mind mentality is kind of stupid, in my opinion. Especially being that the work has been done, like the legacy of going down and shopping niggas. And because when I think about it, not that it hasn't happened, I'm pretty sure it has happened, because I'm pretty sure he locked in with the homies from the town in Pontiac and rappers and shit and doing shit. And so, but to know he did that not only in here and all these other cities along with Detroit, no matter where he from, he just a nigga that's just showing love. I don't know how it benefit him. I'm pretty sure, and it should, how it benefit him as far as money wise. But I know you most likely gonna get some connections from that. You gonna get some. If you with the right vibrational person, you're gonna most likely get some love out of that, and with people understanding, you somebody who could put something together. The more people you meet, this, that, and the third, whatever. But I'm sitting here and I'm seeing that 42 Doug win at him, and I'm like, man, God. In my eye, I'm thinking 42 Doug is a star. Got good music. And the fucked up part about the young homies that get out of the hood as far as finance, the fucked up part about that is the homies, they'll utilize him in a way where it's almost like he's still in the hood, and he the one that's supposed to be really showing or pulling back and bringing others with him and leaving all that fucking separation and local bullshit out of him. I cannot, for one thing, I'm trying my best to wrap up how in the fuck and what happened between Dogface and the rappers of the city in the city based on their history. How in the fuck could Wack 100 or whatever cause them to start exposing what happened to Dub while he was locked up and all that type of shit? Because in my eyes, not only is it a separation as far as us as a people, but in my eyes, I'm looking at it like a Michigan thing. Like, you mean to tell me you niggas don't see the big picture of representing the state in a major way? Like, it's a bigger picture than where the fuck you from and all that little low vibration ass shit, man. And you know, I'm just trying to, y'all get in the comments and let me know what could it have been that would cause Dogface to expose Doug's situation in jail, because if they was just speaking on the same terms, representing the state, what could have went wrong for them to just crash out like that on YouTube? You know, YouTube is a big thing, man. When people hear about you, more people gonna hear about you on YouTube than they hear about you on the TV now. It's all turning around. And so perception is a must. And so I'm trying to figure out, because people keep talking about where you from. I keep hearing, well, Dogface ain't from here and Dogface ain't from there. And I'm thinking, what the fuck do these niggas, what the fuck do you being 20 minutes away from somewhere? Ain't none of us from where we from. Ain't none of us from these cities and towns that up north. Man, well, in terms of we being here as blacks, yeah, this is us. We've been here. But a lot of us, family as far as we can think of, was in the South. You think about California gangsters and all this shit, man, a lot of them niggas in the bloodline of them niggas is from Texas and Louisiana. And so my point is, man, when the fuck we gonna get past that? Because all it is low vibration trying to prove to low vibration, because when we around, when G niggas or low vibe or important low vibration niggas is around, they get that ego and pride from shit that don't mean nothing. And exposing Dogface about where he from and not letting it be known that Dogface is the nigga who been showing love and putting us in positions, even though y'all stars already. I'm trying to figure out why would you put your name on some hoe shit like that? Either or. And I know Dogface is a podcaster now. And I know Dogface is a nigga that's in social media and moving around and, you know, doing what it do to get in the algorithm and, you know, just react to certain shit that's in the media. But he's still your homie. He's still a nigga who was putting it down. He ain't a nigga who picking and choosing. It looked like he wasn't picking and choosing whether he was in Pontiac or in Detroit or in the joint. And the shit I heard that went down with Doug, man, I'm fucked up about that, because when you been in the joint and you from Michigan and you see and you hear some shit, you thinking, what the fuck? And Doug being one of them, a star, and got a star qualities, family, daddy locked in with 50 Cent, shit like that. You would and got some protection from some homies in the joint. You know, it seemed like Doug would have came out at least, because man, what happens is, man, niggas feel like they lose credibility for not keeping it real. I'm looking at Doug, and I like Doug. I like his music. You know what I mean? I even like the fact that the young guy hoop and shit like that, being, you know what I mean, ain't letting, you know what I mean? But I'm not looking, if I'm in the streets, I'm not looking at Doug or even putting Doug in no gangster shit. Not because Doug a hoe or nothing, but because Doug got talent and he over here. This is a nigga who can give us jobs to keep going and doing shit. And I'm not saying he not doing that or y'all not or they not doing that, but I'm not looking at Doug, especially after what I've heard, and I'm not tripping over that happened because I'm not looking at Doug like no nigga who just fighting and putting hands on niggas. It's not that you gotta be a hoe, because I know a lot of small niggas is about that life. But I'm talking about Doug, and I'm not saying he not about that. Like, Doug ain't no nigga that look like he just go. I don't even know if that story true, but if it is, okay, he lost one. This was his first situation in the joint. He probably feel bad by even letting it go that way now, but okay, you done. Couldn't have been me at all, but still. You moving along. Life goes on. You ain't died. You kept it moving. You still the nigga getting bread. You still the star that you are. You know what I'm saying? And so don't get emotional. A lot of niggas get emotional about, because when niggas like you and people like you, you damn near forget that if you do something, you need somebody can talk about it. If it's in the light. But my point is, you gotta understand, like, that shit don't define you, who you are, to the point where you start where you start saying certain shit that may sound G, but it's actually fraud shit. And, you know, and then by Dog being the OG, man, I don't know, man. I think Dog is the type of dude, he make a lot of sense. I ain't heard much from Dub in terms of anything prior to this. So I'm just a Doug fan based on his music, based on him being from the state, this, that, and the third. But I'm looking at the people that Dog choose to go at versus the things he done and why he go at them versus the things that he done and really put down out of love and just being a nigga who older cats, man, should be niggas who look at young guys and want to take their music and do something regardless if he get money. It shouldn't be no older niggas trying to use his connections against the young guys or the young talent in a way where it's always got to be compensation. Because the Most High gonna compensate you for your works regardless. You gonna get a paycheck for just being a good nigga. Okay, we passed that. And so I'm hearing, and another thing, I'm hearing like shit like, I heard a couple people say like the city rappers really be hating on each other, man. It's such a shame to see that you talented brothers, man, really representatives of the state, let monotone shit and baby shit take y'all off y'all task, man. In a way where you get the mingle and wingle with the low vibration that feed this dead ass ego and pride and take you off your square. Even for a second, man, you'll look back and be like, man, that shit, because what happens is you're not passing the test, man. The test is to recognize what type of shit come to distract you and to move around from that shit. You got to be able to recognize what people is coming with to distract you or not. If you a motherfucker who can't recognize that, man, you going to be going over the same type of shit. Or I don't give a fuck if it's with women, if it's with the homies, if it's with bullshits in the street. If you don't recognize that the test is reoccurring and you not making a decision on what not to allow your energy to be involved with, it's gonna be tough to navigate through this bitch, young dog. And so, how I want to do it, man, first and foremost, man, you niggas gotta understand, man, this goes for anybody in all of these cities. It's real niggas all over the world, man. It's niggas that got a team all over the world. It's one-man band niggas all over the world. Where you from don't make you tough, man. What your fucking mama and daddy and your spirit is what's leading your motherfucking fear or non-fear factor, man. Where you from can elevate certain things based on being around other like spirits, whether it's on a high frequency or low frequency. But you better be a type of nigga that can hold your own wherever the fuck you at, man. Because if you can't hold your own wherever the fuck you at, if you think the Most High ain't gonna put you in a situation, especially if you've been using that strong side the wrong way, where here you go, now you alone. And you feel the framework of a nigga who isolated. Because if you always the type of nigga that move on a muscle, the pack, boy, I hate it. I would hate for you not to be around when the pack is around. And for the most part, if you niggas understand the big spectrum of what's going on, you niggas wouldn't even let this rap shit or this motherfucking where you from shit, especially here where we at, being attacked by every motherfucking body and race and scenario and systematic. Man, we gotta get past that little petty ass shit, man, because that type of vibration and also the love of these folks created money and man, the riches of this scenario and lifestyle they done gave us is so corrupt. I would want to read off a passage, but don't find yourself indulging in low vibration shit, man. It's gonna pull you somewhere that means nothing. And to 4-2 Doug, the young guy, man, you still got you a talented dude, man. I'm talking about super talented. You amongst a lot of talented group niggas I seen in the video on 313 Day, man. I fuck with niggas in the D. I'm a nigga that really got on the hoop by playing in the D in HP. That's how I got on and got tested and got to the next level. And so y'all, or whoever is involved in these two cities in separation, need to understand, man, there's many of different places, different groups. And before I end this, what I've learned in big cities, because I'm a nigga who been everywhere, man, and in the streets and in the jails and not in the prisons everywhere, but in prisons in LA and in jail everywhere, lost on low vibration shit. But what I recognize, man, it's a few real niggas amongst a lot of other guys that's feeding off their energy, man. So where you from is being used in a strange way. And I see the slogan, Detroit versus everybody. And that sound great. It bring amongst a separational term, and a lot of states use it. But man, once you start unifying and using words of unification and building with niggas all over your state and shit like that, all these little garden rails of where you from and what and this and that, those things was created to keep us from ever being unified, man. 42 Dugg, man, you a super talent. Come from the mud, been in shit, got it together and figured out the God in you didn't allow you to die amongst the trash, man. Stay focused and allow, I'm not saying dog face is right or none of that shit, but man, in this life, it's gonna be some correction being made, even when you're doing well. You know, even when a nigga saying the wrong shit, man, never move on your emotions. Allow yourself to take the time to realize who you are, man. You know, allow yourself to dead that ego for a second. Call the OG. Hey, man, what's going on? Whatever the fuck it is, man. Certain niggas in certain, for the state, certain shit should not catch the wave like all this low vibration shit that's catching the wave. We still gotta have some type of standards about how we carry it with each other. And then at the end of the day, man, a lot of shit should really not be in outside of the private spectrum, man. Just because what's popping is this and what's popping is that, it don't mean, hold on. It don't mean you gotta catch that wave, even though when a motherfucker say something nowadays, you prone to respond. Just because a motherfucker might have a whole bunch of motherfuckers watching them, so you prone to respond. But long as you know you ain't responding on no emotional shit, homie, because the difference is real slim between a sucker and a real nigga, man. A real guy goes through the same emotions as a sucker do, man. A real nigga might love hard, might want to do the same shit a sucker nigga do for love. A real nigga might have those emotions, but what happened is, man, he gonna check himself. Because he love himself and he love his name. And he wouldn't do anything that's gonna show emotional movements and words coming out just based on the fact that you a loved person, man. You gotta be able to see through the smoke. What I would hope come out of this, man, is somehow you niggas get back on the track, man, because what's bigger than what y'all got going on in the future, man, it's gonna be a lot of homies from the city, homies from Pontiac, Flint that unite on a bigger scale and do even bigger shit than y'all. And I guarantee you would want to hope that you was part of that, or was you part of some low vibration shit that almost tried to create. Because what's gonna happen, it ain't gonna, it's gonna be what it's supposed to be. You don't never want to be a nigga who went against the grain about some shit that's gonna end up being unified. The person in this situation who's more unified and more capable of getting past petty shit and just, he gonna be the one to end and to win in the end. And his winnings might not be money. His win might be the way he looked at, his character standing intact. And you know, his movements, his connects, see him, the people still see him as who he was and what he's supposed to be, man. You don't ever want to lose that. So my advice is simply be men, man, and find a way to go right back in that same motherfucking low vibration pop internet scenario where niggas was trying to down each other character, down where each other at, and how niggas move. Go right back in that space and be men and figure it out. You know what I mean? How to make it work, man. Because it damn sure would be a shame to see you niggas get goofy and start doing goofy shit against each other just because of the perspective of the low vibrational shit y'all put out there. It would be idiotic for another superstar to be caught up in both of y'all stars, but it'd be goofy for another black to get to a place where he can help pull and swing other gods out of this system we all in face, and we let the low vibration fuck us up and crash dummy again. And we'll get a name, and gonna get a name for crash dummy, but you gonna get a name from the low vibration. That's nothing. So, with that being said, figure it out, man. Figure it out. And move from there, man. Because that shit is cornball shit. Get in the comments, man. Let me know what y'all think about my reaction to what I perceive was going on. And let me know how y'all feel about this situation. Hopefully it all get back online so you niggas can get money and unify, represent the state in a way where the state can get lit again. Man, you look at these states that's lit, it's only because there's more unification and less hating ass niggas about money and monotone shit and low vibration ass women. Cause that's all it boiled down to. That's all it boiled down to, man. Niggas either hating for the nigga getting money or hating cause the nigga can get some bitches and not wanting for a nigga what you want for you. You not gonna ever get what you want by not wanting for the next nigga what you would want for yourself, man. But you will get it all and more if you capable of smiling for a nigga, man, and saluting a nigga and being comfortable with it within yourself, within your situation, and kicking the dough down inch by inch. That's where you're gonna find peace, joy, and you're gonna find a jacket where the people gonna ain't always hold you up at a high level, hold your name up, hold your movements, your jacket. If that ain't the ultimate scenario, the money ain't gonna hold you over, my nigga. I don't think it ain't that, man. It's your movements, it's your blessings and the way you carry shit, the way you carry the opportunity. If you carry the opportunity the right way, it'll pay you back the right way. If you carry the opportunity the wrong way, it'll take your opportunity and give it away to somebody else. Y'all niggas ain't watching what's going on with Dirk. Y'all niggas ain't seeing niggas who done took they opportunity to build and used it to destroy. Allegedly, I'm watching Dirk shit. And I'm looking at why in the fuck would a nigga like Dirk, as talented as he is, be caught up in shit like this when you supposed to be you literally is the God with the talent to do shit that can literally build the hub, and you use it like that. based on your environment, you're not having that spirit, you're gonna do what you are. And so that's what most of us do, man. So, and the results is gonna be what they're supposed to be. So, get in the comments, man. And let me know how y'all feel about this with Dog, Calderon. Shouts out to Dog and Peasy. Shouts out to Peasy and 42 Doug and all that shit down there, man. That shit to me, being an outsider, a fan, a nigga that's close, it just seemed like y'all should be past that just simply by recognizing all the ones who done came before y'all that's been on some bullshit and it all went away. Like, man, be the star you are, man. Separate yourself from the bullshit, man. And lock in. Lock the fuck in on what you own, man, because that's the only shit gonna carry you through, man. Use your talent and max out on that motherfucker, man. Max your opportunity out, man, and stop giving a fuck about not the people, because the people is the one that keep, but stop giving a fuck about shit that's beneath your soul and your opportunity. And with that being said, this is Mr. Pluggers All TV, and we out. Peace.